Today, I'm going to be telling you all a story of how I surprisingly found my passion supercharged by motorsports. It all starts with my dad, who's here in the audience with us tonight. Shout out, Dad. Yeah, let's go, Dad. My dad had some of the best moments of his childhood going to the Daytona 500 with his father. And as I grew older, he was eager to share that love of racing with me. At the age of 6, I remember him teaching me how to ride a bike on the northern sandy shores of Florida. And never would I have imagined that just 10 years later, we would be riding dirt bikes through the mountains of the Dominican Republic during the long, rewarding times of my life. And even as a beginner, falling off my bike, going into the wrong gear, or even getting stuck in the mud, I still found myself digging deep inside myself for a courage I never knew I even had in the first place. Here's some photos of that. What an exciting time. And woo! As the world began to open up in the summer of 2022, I wanted to explore the world of motorsports more in depth than I ever had. I was lucky enough to be accepted into a 2-week summer program going around Europe with a group of gearheads and car nerds just like me who want to learn more about what the automotive industry is doing today, to learn more about how they're using carbon neutral solutions such as biofuels and in order to make for a more sustainable future. I, for one, was feeling very inspired, and now I was believing that I, too, could take a part in the automotive. Subsequently, I was invited to a racing camp in upstate New York, and I was ecstatic. I'd finally be able to drive these monsters out on track. But that's also when it seemingly all came to a screeching halt. And this lost my other I had from impact. This helmet's been with me through a lot. I hope that you all can learn today about how important it is to get students interested into STEM and further into the world of motorsports and how that can change lives for the better. That first day of race camp, I was nervous, but I was excited. However, after speaking to some students, suddenly it felt like maybe my stats on electric vehicles and on dirt bikes wasn't really going to translate into anything on track. And I would be proven right. After our first race, I came in a whopping 10th place out of 10 and a full lap behind everybody else. I may be laughing now, but at the moment, I was incredibly humiliated. I couldn't believe I was so far behind. So for the next race, I decided to take it easy. I mean, who cares after all? It's just go-karts, right? You go on these with your friends all the time at the arcade. I would be proven wrong one more time. I got that card after that next race, taking off this helmet right here, and I was confronted by none other than a mob of angry teenagers. One boy was cursing out my name, and another girl actually burst into tears at my activity on track. I wasn't listening to the rules of the road. I was going against everything the race instructors were telling us, and I was most of all out of line, making a more dangerous experience for everyone. Now, of course, I apologized, as a proper racer should, but even that wasn't enough. I was getting side eyes and stares from the fellow campers. And for the first time in my life, I felt more alone than ever. Other than just being wrong, it didn't feel like I just didn't belong, but it felt like I didn't even deserve to be there in the first place. Just because my dad could get me into this amazing race camp doesn't mean I had any right being there with real race car drivers. So for the next 10 days of the camp, I did everything I could. I focused on my humility and starting to open my mind up on how I could grow and change and learn more. It was hard, and I was still nervous, especially on the second to last day when we came back to do one more ride in the go-karts. This time, there was a catch. This would be in wet conditions. I've never driven in wet conditions before. This wasn't just a challenge physically, but also mentally, now that I've overcome how far everything's changed since that first go-kart race. So I put back on my helmet, and that's how I won my first race in this helmet. I couldn't believe it. I was whirling back, passing racer after racer with a newfound confidence I'd never known before in myself. And that was all thanks to the fact that I failed in the first place. Without that, I wouldn't have known how much further I could have grown to become a better person. The best thing that came out of that was not just the fact that I got first place, but the fact that I was getting the back claps, the handshakes of appreciation, and the words of affirmation from instructors, my new friends. I was ecstatic. And in conclusion, race camp changed my life. After finding a passion in something so simple as sport, I now could find myself carrying myself through everything I do with now understanding myself, humility. Advice I want to leave with you all tonight is to never deny your true potential. Dig in deep for that passion inside you and find what makes you light up inside. Everyone is capable of it. It's the first step in finding a new adventure. You never know what may be waiting for you on the next road. Thank you.